Hey Superhard fam, the calendar is for 2023, so it's only going to be available for a few more weeks. And the book The Littlest Strangle will not be available after January 6, 2023, because that's the night Frau Perchta actually goes out. Links are available in the comments and description.
It's so cold. I can't believe you did this.
Aw, come on, Sammy. We could still have an ice day. Get it?
Hey, Papa Bones, I see what you did there.
How do we get home?
I know. We have to finish the mission. Defeat Santa and use his sleigh to get home and officially turn Christmas into Creepmas.
You couldn't beat 10 elves.
Yeah, you sound dumb.
But we have something now that we didn't before.
A broken helicopter?
Yes. A broken military helicopter. That maybe has some supplies in it?
Yeah, baby. Those little shots won't know what hit them.
When a little girl doesn't believe in Creepmas,
Creepmas is dumb.
it's up to the man of her dreams
Hiya, Toots.
to help her believe in Creepmas magic.
But you're not the real Freddy Krueger, are you?
The one and only.
It's a timeless story about Creepmas, buying stuff, and getting mutilated in your sleep. Help me make indie horror, comedy, and parodies for $1 a month on Patreon.
Okay, so we have clothes that will actually keep us warm, backup battery packs for a sat phone we don't have, and guns with no bullets.
Any snacks?
No.
This is bull.
Is he just gonna curse this entire time? It sounds like we have a 3-year-old helium-filled sailor walking around with us.
You can't stop me. I'm a man.
No, you're not.
According to Chinese buffets, I am.
Yeah, but
Age is just a number. This is a math problem. Do you really want to go against the Chinese in math?
whatever.
Damn right.
Bloody hell, I'm hungry.
Please stop. Talking about it isn't gonna make food fall from the sky.
Ah! Surrender now, or I will make Swiss cheese out of you. We're over here, idiot! Oh! What the?
Hey, if you're not gonna eat the cookie, can I?
What's that I hear? An elf?
Ha! I'm not an elf. I'm a...
Yes he is. He's confused. We found this confused elf. He's really dumb, and he wanted to get to the workshop, but needs to take an indirect route.
Ah, yes. He was probably drinking the nog, and wants to get in without Santa knowing. I am Doki, the blind gingerbread man. I guard these parts to protect the elves from predators. I will help you, poor dumb elf. We will take the candy forest around to get to Santa's workshop.
Is this all edible?
Of course. Before, Santa used to get all of the little children's candy from this forest. But due to population increases, we mostly farm the candy now, leaving these woods mostly untouched. Hey, Sammy, how about you tell one of your stories now?
I don't have one, Val. We've been here. I didn't have time to prepare.
No worries. Papa Bones will handle this one. Have I ever told you guys a story about the Candy Witch?
No.
Mm-mm.
It was the summer of '96. That's almost my favorite number. We lived in Harlem, so my mother was a bit overprotective. Or maybe the exact right amount of protective. It's hard to tell sometimes. I had a few friends that had much more freedom than I did, and my mom decided that maybe it was time to allow me some extra space. This opened up a whole new world to me. Some of it was nice, some of it was terrifying, and some of it, sadly, ended up being a little bit of both. I was taught the same rules everyone else was. Obey your curfew, don't go to people's houses you don't know, and the classic, don't take candy from strangers. This story involves breaking 2 of those 3 rules. So like I said, it was my first summer free of my mother. One hot evening, my friend John and I were about to head back to my house so we wouldn't miss curfew. I had a few dollars and thought it would be a good idea to get an icy from the corner store. John thought this idea was brilliant, but thought it would be better instead to see the candy lady. I'd never heard of her, but she lived on the first floor of his building. She was an older woman that would sell candy, homemade cookies, and ices made from freezing Kool-Aid out of her apartment. He said you get much more icy if you buy from her. So that's what we did, even though this was breaking rules 2 and 3. I was fascinated by this and couldn't stop thinking about her for the entire evening. We did get way more icy. Her profit margins must have been great. Kool-Aid was cheap. Water was free. She had no signs up. How did all this start? John told me everyone in his projects knew about the candy lady, that she'd been there doing this since before he was born. That summer, we went back to her often. I loved her green Kool-Aid ices and her bags of red gummy bears. There were some other kids in the neighborhood that were also beginning to spread their wings, and one of them got the terrible idea to rob the candy lady. Carlos. Carlos had it better than most of us. Till this day, I still don't understand why he did this. Allegedly, he wanted to get some money to buy a stereo. Anyways, Carlos waited for the lobby to be empty and knocked on the candy lady's door. She answered, same as always. But when she did, Carlos pushed the door hard, tossing the candy lady to her back. She landed with a heavy thud, and her body shook with pain. Carlos demanded any money she had, and then took a bag of red gummy bears. The candy lady died before morning. Carlos didn't mean to kill her, but she was dead. And if not for him hitting her with the door, she'd be alive. The worst part is that Carlos got away with it. Or at least he thought he did. You see, Carlos had a different problem now. One he couldn't talk about. Everywhere he looked, he would see something. It wasn't the candy lady. It was red gummies. Everywhere. At the park, he'd find them on the ground. At the store, he'd see a trail of them leading to those employees-only areas. Even on the train. Red gummies. Carlos didn't know what to do. No one knew he was guilty, and he didn't know how to express what he was seeing without confessing what he'd done. Until one night, Carlos had a dream. He was wandering through a void, surrounded by gummies. He was terrified. He slowly walked through the void until he saw it. A giant red gummy. The gummy started moving towards him, looking around, searching. It was trying to find him. He hid behind some other gummies and desperately tried to wake himself up. Please wake up. Oh, please wake up. And then he did. When they found him the next day, he had nothing but pills and red gummies in his stomach. And according to the legend, she's still around today, acting as an agent of justice, punishing the wicked.
Whoa.
Cool. I'll do this week's thought. Strangely, it goes pretty well with the Candy Witch story. Here's this week's thought. Jell-O is just thick, flavored water.
Was that it?
Yep,
You thought for an entire week? And this is what you come up with?
sure did.
An entire week?
Hey, people love when I think.
Are you sure they are not just terrified when you don't think?
And this brings us to this week's review.
Hello, and we are live here at the playground where there appears to have been some sort of accident, probably something that would have been very easy
Such a
to
safeguard
avoid.
is the school patrol.
A prepubescent
Their big
paramilitary
function is to keep
operation.
caution at crossings. But after all, we are dealing with
It's
children.
not enough to just tell the
Remember
children
that
not to
every
walk into the
child
street.
is the
You have to
makings
spread
of
your
an
arms out
emergency.
completely. It's also
So we
important to
have
not
just an
watch the
ordinary
children
day,
at all while you're
ordinary
doing this.
traffic,
Make sure you're
Yet any
facing
number of
the
these
other
drivers
direction.
are potential killers. Here's one of them. He doesn't look like a killer, does he?
I don't know. I keep seeing these Netflix documentaries, and he looks as white as Bundy, Dahmer, and Game.
Care on ordinary tires.
Dun dun dun!
Get out of there! That's my dog!
It's too bad that driver didn't hit the brakes when he saw that dog like a decent human being. And maybe he wouldn't have hit that kid.
School-age children who die in traffic accidents.
Crap, my car!
That is
My
why
car!
Ordinary tires are
Wake
not
up, you
in-
dented my bumper!
Not long ago, we came through a shattering world war.
That we won thanks to tires.
In peaceful America, we kill or injure nearly as many every year on the highway as the total number of Americans killed in both world wars.
These must be those fully automatic assault cars you hear about.
Automobile accidents, skidding, not being able
Why are they driving
to
so
stop
fast?
the car in time.
Crap!
Oh my god, did that accident scare you?
No, that animation was
Maybe
horrible.
it's to one side. Good brakes are not enough.
Also, aiming for the bridge instead of the road is a bad idea.
Bridge. Your brakes stop the wheels, but your tires stop your car. And when your tires won't stop,
Ah!
proves fatal as 2 men die. 5 drown as skid throws car into canal. It's no wonder we read things like this every day. Because every time
Vroom, 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 vroom.
tires that
I didn't know cars from black and white times could go so
It's less
fast.
than an arm's length from a crash. That is why you should be sure your tires will grip the road. Not only when the going is dry and firm, but when it is wet and slippery.
Don't trust your luck. Insist on tires you can trust.
You see my shiny
Everybody knows
uniform?
a smooth
It's
tire
made from
will skid,
tires.
But they don't make smooth tires anymore. All tires have non-skid designs, one kind or another. But some non-skids are better than others.
You're right. This is the tire. The new General Super Squeegee. The only tire made with
Wait,
Jet CM
so this
rubber.
isn't about being
With the
safe.
famous squeegee
This
tread.
whole thing is just a
Squeegee is the
commercial to sell more
instantaneous,
tires.
effective way to clean and dry a wet, slick surface.
This might have come out
So
before
the
God
General
invented
Squeegee tire
hydroplaning.
wipes a clean, dry track and, mark this, stops quicker than tires with any other tread. To see the difference,
This is the worst movie I've ever
with a
seen.
conventional non-skid
Yeah,
tread.
but it's to save your life.
Now, when is it you need
I
a
think I'd rather be
non-skid
dead.
most? It's when you
Roger.
apply the brake, of course. Okay? Let's apply the brake to this ordinary tire and see what happens.
Fine, I'll buy the tires. Let me out of here.
Non-skid has been squeezed together till it's practically as smooth as old-time smooth tires.
Nobody cares.
Now let's apply the brake on this General Super Squeegee. See that? It's the wrinkle action that wipes a clean, dry track for a quick, straight stop.
Hey, here's an idea. If the spaghetti shape is so good, why don't we start with it?
That's what
Didn't do
we're
the
about
math
to
right
do.
at all.
We'll skip
I
the
slip on
floors
spaghetti
and
at least
stop
once a
and get
week.
right down to the top.
What?
On a wet and
It's a really slippery food, okay?
steam miles an
Yeah,
hour.
but it's also sticky. That's why it sticks to the wall.
I knew you were throwing spaghetti at my
On
wall.
ordinary tires.
Oh man, those tires can drive on walls.
The officer drops his arm. The driver jams
It's
on the
time to
brakes.
play
Close to a
skid
tread.
bowling.
Hopeless, hopeless
Those cops are the
your
bravest
car
people I've ever
flies
seen.
onto you. Fortunately, there was nothing in its way. Because at 60 miles an hour, if your car hit something like a bridge abutment or an oncoming car going
Or a
at the same
kid,
speed,
unless it's not important
the
anymore.
impact is the same as though you drove your car off a 10-story building.
Everyone's dead.
Now the second car. Same model, same speed, same wet and slippery street. But this time on General Super Squeegees. And this time there's something in front of it.
We put a small child in front of it
60
just to
miles an
prove how
hour.
safe it is.
Slam on the brake. The General Super
Now instead of
Squeegees
crashing
go
at
into
60
action.
miles an hour,
And
you
well
can
before
crash
you
at
reach the
50
other
miles an
car, Your
hour.
tires have brought you to a safe, easy, straight line stop.
Hey, that car
Take
isn't in
the
the
last
road.
part of that
I guess they
again.
weren't as confident
I
in
wanna
those
be sure you
tires
see
as
the
they would
way
have
the
us
squeegee
believe.
tread wipes the water out of the way and gives the flexible rubber ribs a chance to grab and grip the road. General Super Squeegees give you action traction. Where
Ribbed
ordinary
rubber grip
tires
action
give you
traction?
Uncertainty.
These tires sound really fun, guys.
Power to stop. It's great for the peace of mind. You may go a long time and not need it. And then, without warning, The simplest act may suddenly spell accident.
Yeah, like trying to drive into oncoming traffic.
Parked cars sometimes don't stay parked. That wouldn't have happened on Generals.
With these
There's a
tires,
stop
people
sign
don't drive like
inside of
idiots
our
around you.
overpass, But wow, only a scraped bumper that time.
Imagine if they
Generals
both had those
wasn't safer.
tires. There'd be no more
When it
accidents.
rains, ordinary tires double your hazard.
Oh my god!
But on General Super Squeegees, you can stop in time and in a straight line.
Even if you're flooring it every time you drive.
There are other important things in addition to stoppability you get when you put on a set of General Super Squeegees. Very tangible things. You get enough more rayon cords per square inch in a General.
That's a word they made up to sell you more tires.
Extra plies. That's tangible protection. Ordinary tires are built with a safety factor of 7 or less. General Super Squeegees are built with a safety factor of 12.8. That's tangible. 82% greater safety factor. That means 82% greater protection.
It means
Nearly
picking
twice as
82%
strong
less
as
children
ordinary
out of your
tires.
grill each week.
Against the jars
We
and
are
bumps
legally
you're
obligated
bound
to inform
hit.
you that 82% of zero is still
And
zero.
chuck holes. There's one. If you don't think a chuck hole gives a tire punishment, we'll take that again in slow motion.
Yeah,
We see
maybe
the
it wouldn't
way
be
the
so
tire
bad
is
if you weren't going
compressed
100
on the
miles
edge of
per
the
hour.
road. That's what causes blowouts in ordinary tires. It isn't the
Whoa.
fault that upsets the car.
Chuck holes are
it's the
hardcore.
blowout. Generals protect you from blowouts.
Okay, so if I buy those tires, kids will stop running into the streets, people won't pull out in front of me anymore,
You're
and my
getting the
car
same
won't hit
as
a
an
chuck hole
extra
and
shock
explode.
absorber on each wheel.
How much are these
And
tires?
here is yet another very tangible extra.
Tangible. Tangible.
Ordinary low-pressure tires are sometimes hard to park. But when you switch to the new Generals, you'll find they're easy to steer.
That's right, these
and
tires
easy to
magically
park.
give you power steering.
And last but not least, those squeegee ribs are extra deep. That means more miles of non-skid safety. All these are tangibles.
More tangible?
Startling new Jet CM rubber, the greatest single new
If that was any
discovery since
good,
the
we'd still
development
use
of
it
new
today,
electric tires.
and I would know what they were talking
This
about.
amazing new kind of rubber resists cracking, bruising, and cutting.
From Rome.
It's a terrific
Meow.
new kind of
Faster,
rubber
faster,
that delivers
faster.
amazing mileage under the toughest tests ever devised to torture tires. So you do get more miles, many more
Wow,
miles, with
this
super
person is
squeeze.
driving at what appears to be an
And
appropriate
every mile
speed.
You get greater safety.
Maybe that's what these tires do to
Remember,
prevent accidents.
ordinary care is not enough. Ordinary
Driving at regular
tires are
speeds is not enough.
That's the real extra you get. Safe human mileage. Human mileage.
Another
The
term we
greatest
made up to
value that
sell
can be
these to
built
you.
into a tire. Extra quality that makes the tire last longer, and extra safety that makes you last longer too.
And if you hit a child, you know it's not your fault, because you bought the spaghetti tires.
We did it! All by ourselves, without any help from anyone! Ahem. Thanks, Dookie. Doki. We can take it from here. Good luck, Elf.
Oh, okay, bye.
So how do we do this?
Well, I think we sneaked down there and then... Surprise! All right. I need all of you to chill.